I kicked a pregnant woman out of her seat. I had this long trip ahead of me, about 5 hours on the train, so I did what any normal person would do and booked my seat like 2 weeks in advance. I specifically picked an aisle seat because standing that long would literally kill me. I get on the train with my bag and my phone, and I'm walking down looking for my seat number. I find it, and there's this woman sitting there. She's maybe in her 30s, looks tired, and she's got her bag on the table. I walk up and I'm like, "Hey, I think that's actually my seat." And I show her my ticket, all polite and everything. She looks at her ticket and just goes, "Oh, I must have sat in the wrong one." But then she just puts her head back down, like the conversation's over. I'm standing there confused, because I just showed you it's my seat. So I say again, "That's my seat. Could I please sit down?" That's when this guy across from her, I'm guessing her boyfriend or husband, just starts going off on me. He's got this tone like I just insulted his whole family. He's like, "Why don't you just find another seat?" There's plenty of room. I look around and the whole carriage is packed. People are standing in the aisles with luggage. I tell him I booked this specific seat, and there literally aren't any other seats available. He gets louder now, and he's like, "Well, someone's in our seats too, and my girlfriend is pregnant." He says it like that's supposed to be some kind of trump card. And look, I get it. Being pregnant sucks. But I paid for this seat, and I have my own reasons for needing to sit. So I tell him I understand, but I have a heart condition, and standing for 5 hours isn't exactly great for me either. Everyone's got their stuff they're dealing with. Then I make what was probably a mistake, but I was getting stressed. I ask him to please not talk to me in that aggressive tone, and that I'm going to make a complaint if he keeps it up. Big mistake. He absolutely loses it. Starts properly yelling now, dropping F-bombs, calling me selfish, saying, "How dare I speak to him like that?" His girlfriend is just sitting there looking embarrassed, and I'm trying not to cry because my heart is literally racing, and not in a good way. The whole carriage is staring now. I can feel like 30 pairs of eyes on us. Finally, the woman gets up without saying anything and moves. I sit down and this guy is still going at me. He's like, "Yeah, I hope you feel real good about yourself now. Got what you wanted, huh? Real quiet now, aren't you?" I just stopped responding because what's the point? My hands are shaking and I'm trying to calm down. Then this other guy who is sitting near them. He offers his seats to them, the ones across from me at the table. Great. So now I have to sit across from this dude who hates me for the next however many hours. The boyfriend sits his girlfriend down in the new seat, and then he literally laughs at me and points in my face. Actually, points like a child. About 20 minutes later, the ticket inspector comes through checking everyone's tickets. When she gets to them, she tells them they need to move to their actual assigned seats, which are apparently in a completely different carriage. Then, she leans down to me and asks if I'm okay. Turns out another passenger had made a complaint about the whole situation on my behalf, which was honestly really Storie too. My fiancé said, "You're not on my level financially." I replied, "Then let's fix that." The next day, I sold the house she was living in because it was in my name. When she came home, the movers were waiting. I, 33 male, am still trying to process the last 48 hours. It feels like I pulled the pin on a grenade and just calmly watched it go off. My fiancée Celeste, 30, and I have been together for 4 years, engaged for the last 6 months. We've been living together for about 2 years in a nice 3-bedroom house. It was my parents' house, which I inherited free and clear when they passed away a few years back. This is a key detail. I also inherited the family business. It's not flashy. We make high-tolerance precision parts for medical and aerospace tech. It's a solid, profitable company. I don't live like a high roller. I drive a reliable pickup truck. I wear jeans and polos to work. And I don't flash cash. I've always been a stealth wealth kind of guy. Celeste works in marketing. She makes decent money, but she lives on 110% of it. Leased luxury import, designer bags, which I often paid for. Always talking about her image and brand. I thought it was just a quirk. Harmless, really. She never asked about my finances. Not really. She just assumed. She assumed I had a big mortgage on the house. She assumed I was a salaried manager at my company, not the owner. I never corrected her. I figured, why does it matter? She loves me for me, right? Right. The fight started on Wednesday. We were talking wedding budgets. She and her mother, Brenda, 58, had a binder. The binder was thick. The binder was terrifying. "I just don't see why we need monogrammed linen-wrapped ice sculptures," I said, trying to be gentle. "And a 10-piece band. A DJ would be fine." Celeste sighed, that deep put-upon sigh. "Leo, this is our wedding. It's a reflection of us. Don't you want it to be elegant? Don't you want to show people we've arrived?" "Arrived where?" "We're just getting married. I'd rather put this money toward a killer honeymoon. Or, our future." Brenda, who was on speakerphone, chimed in. "Leo, dear, a wedding is the future. It's the foundational event. You have to invest in it. Celeste has a certain standard to maintain. A standard I'm apparently paying for," I muttered. Celeste slammed the binder shut. "What is that supposed to mean?" "It means this is getting out of hand. This budget is more than my truck. This is insane." She stood up and her face went cold. It was a look I'd never seen before. Pure, unadulterated contempt. "You know what, Leo? This is the problem. Your anxiety about money. It's exhausting. I am so tired of dragging you up to my level." I just stared. "Your level?" "Yes, my level. My career. My ambitions. My standards. I'm bringing so much to this marriage, and I'm constantly having to apologize for your limitations. Honestly, if we're going to be this blunt, you're not on my level financially, and I'm tired of pretending it doesn't bother me." I deserve those ice sculptures. I looked at her. Really looked at her. The woman I was going to marry. The woman living in my house, driving a car I'd put the down payment on, wearing a ring I'd paid cash for. "You're right," I said quietly. "You're absolutely right. I'm not on your level. Let's fix that." She blinked, clearly expecting a fight, an apology. She got a flat, calm agreement. "Good," she huffed, though she looked confused. "I'm glad you finally see it. I'm going to bed. Think about what you're willing to sacrifice for us." "Oh, I thought about it. I didn't sleep. I spent the night on my laptop. I wasn't looking at wedding venues. I was looking at real estate. The market in this area is scorching hot. Houses are selling in hours, not days. Especially a paid-off house in a good neighborhood. At 7 a.m. on Thursday, I called a realtor I know through a business associate. A real shark. "I need to sell my house," I said today. "You mean list it today?" "I mean sell it today." "I want a cash offer, quick close as is." "I'll take a 10% hit for the convenience. I just want it done." He must have smelled the urgency and the commission. He made some calls. By 10 a.m., I had a cash offer from a property investment group. It was $50K less than market, but it was done. They wired the deposit. We'd signed the final papers digitally by end of day. Closing date tomorrow, Friday. They wanted possession immediately. "Then, let's fix that," I muttered to myself. Next, I called a moving company. "I need an emergency pack and move today." Just my personal effects. "Office, my clothes, my tools. Everything else can stay for now." I spent all day Thursday, while Celeste was at work directing movers. I packed my clothes, my books, my computer, the photos of my parents. "I'm writing this from a corporate apartment I keep for business purposes. It's clean. It's empty. It's all mine." Then, I made one more call to a different moving and storage company. I scheduled them for Friday at 5:30 p.m., right when Celeste gets home from work. I gave them the address. I told them the house had been sold, and the new owners wanted it cleared. The remaining occupant needs to be out. I said her belongings are to be packed and moved to a storage unit. "Here is my credit card. Pay for 3 months in advance. Her name is Celeste. I texted her one thing this morning, Friday. We need to talk when you get home tonight. It's important." She replied, finally ready to discuss the wedding budget properly. Good. It's 5:15 p.m. The mover should be arriving at the house any minute. She'll be there in 10. I've already signed the final sale documents. The money is in my account. The house is no longer mine. She wanted me to fix my financial level, so I liquidated the assets she was living in. I'm terrified. I'm relieved. I'm numb. I have no idea what's about to happen, but I know it's the end. And I know this is the right thing to do. Update 1. Okay, it's been 24 hours. The grenade went off. The shrapnel is everywhere. I want to thank everyone for the comments, validating to know I'm not crazy. I wasn't there for the main event. I couldn't be. Miss Alvarez, the lawyer I retained yesterday morning, told me it was best to be completely off-site, but I got a play-by-play from the moving company supervisor and a lot of missed calls. Like a lot. The supervisor, let's call him Hector, was a total pro. He said they arrived at 5:25 p.m. He had the work order. He rang the bell. No answer. He was about to call me when Celeste pulled into the driveway in her leased car. Hector, Miss Celeste. Celeste, apparently annoyed. Yes, who? Are you? I didn't order any movers. Hector, we were contracted to clear this residence, ma'am. The property has been sold. We're here to pack your belongings and transport them to a storage unit. Celeste laughing, according to Hector. I think you have the wrong house, buddy. My fiancé and I are just... Wait, is this Leo's idea of a joke to move us to a bigger house? Hector, no joke, ma'am. The property at address was sold. The new owners require it to be vacant by 8 more p.m. tonight. We have a team ready. Hector said her face just collapsed. She fumbled for her phone. That's when I got the first 12 missed calls. All while I was in a meeting with my lawyer, who had advised me to put my phone on silent. Celeste apparently tried to block the movers from entering. You can't come in. This is my house. I'm calling the police. Hector again, total pro. Ma'am, we have a work order signed by the property owner, Mr. Leo, my last name, and a copy of the new title transfer. If you'd like to call the police, that's fine. We'll wait. She did. Oh, she did. While she was on the phone screaming into it, Brenda, her mother, pulled up. She was apparently coming over for dinner to strategize about the wedding. Brenda, Celeste, honey, what's wrong? Who are these men? Celeste? Leo's lost his mind. He's throwing us out. He sold the house. This is when the real screaming started. Brenda apparently tried to physically push Hector. He just stepped aside. Ma'am, please don't assault my staff. The police are on their way. 2 officers arrived. Celeste and Brenda both rushed them, crying, hysterical. He's crazy. He's abusive. He locked us out. He's stealing our things. The senior officer talked to them, then walked over to Hector, who calmly handed him the paperwork. The officer read it again, looked at the house, then at Celeste. Officer, ma'am, who is Leo? My last name, Celeste. He's my fiancé. He lives here. Officer, well, according to this title document, he did live here, but he sold the property. It closed this afternoon. Is your name on the deed? Celeste? No, but we're engaged. It's our house, officer. Legally, ma'am, it's not. It was his property and he sold it. He's contracted these gentlemen to move. Are these your belongings? Brenda, of course they are. This is a legal eviction, officer. Ma'am, eviction is for tenants. Was your daughter paying rent? Is there a lease, Celeste? No, we're in a relationship. He's supposed to take care of me. The officer just sighed. Ma'am, this is a civil matter, not a criminal one. He sold his own house. He's even paying to move your belongings to storage. I can't stop them. This, Hector said, is when Celeste went nuclear. She ran inside and tried to lock the door, but the movers were already in the foyer. She apparently grabbed a hideous vase Brenda had given us, thank God, and threatened to smash it. Hector on the phone to me, which I finally answered. Mr. Leo, your ex-fiancé is threatening to destroy property. The officers are still here. Me? Hector, nothing in that house is mine anymore. It belongs to the new owners. If she breaks anything, that's vandalism of their property. Put the officer on the phone. Me to the officer. Officer, I'm the former owner. The house is sold. I'm not pressing charges for anything. The new owners might. I just want her and her belongings out, so I can fulfill my end of the sales contract. I've paid for her things to be stored safely. The officer talked her down. She eventually dissolved into a sobbing mess on the lawn, while the movers in record time packed up her entire life. Her clothes, her shoes, her image, the custom-built walk-in closet system she'd had me install. They took that too. Ripped it right out of the walls. I got 28 more missed calls and a string of texts that I've already forwarded to Miss Alvarez. You bastard! My life is ruined. Where am I supposed to live? Brenda is having a heart attack. This is your fault. You will not get away with this. And my personal favorite, I'm calling your boss at the company. You'll be fired for this. I'm the boss, Celeste. I own the company. She's at Brenda's house. The storage unit key and address were left with Brenda. My lawyer is drafting a formal cease and desist letter. I slept on the couch in the corporate apartment. Slept like a baby. Update 2. It's been a week. The entitlement has, as many of you predicted, escalated to levels I didn't think were humanly possible. They aren't just doubling down. They're building a whole new fortress of delusion. First, the legal threats. Miss Alvarez got a letter from Celeste's new lawyer. It was a work of art. It accused me of constructive eviction, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and fraudulent misrepresentation. Apparently, by not telling her I was wealthy, I had fraudulently induced her into a relationship under false pretenses. Yes, you read that right. She is claiming I tricked her into loving me by not being as poor as she thought. Miss Alvarez had a field day with the response. She calmly pointed out that Celeste was never a tenant, but a guest. I had a fiduciary duty to the new buyers to deliver a vacant property, which I did. I paid out of pocket to have her belongings professionally packed and stored for 3 months as a courtesy she was in no way entitled to. And my personal favorite, Miss Celeste's claim of fraudulent misrepresentation is novel. Is she asserting that she would not have entered into a relationship with my client had she known he was financially successful? Or is she asserting that his perceived lack of funds was the only reason she was with him, and she is now distressed to learn she miscalculated her investment? Please clarify. We have not heard back on that point. But the dirty tricks have started, and they're not even good tricks. Dirty trick number 1, the welfare check. On Monday, 2 police officers showed up at my apartment. Not the house, my private apartment. Celeste's mother, Brenda, had called them. She claimed I was suicidal, depressed, and a danger to myself after the traumatic breakup. She told them I'd given away all my possessions by selling my house and was holed up. I had to stand there in my pajamas and explain to 2 very tired cops that I was perfectly fine. Me, officers, my ex-fiancée and her mother are retaliating against me because I sold my own property. Cop sir, we have to ask. Are you feeling like you want to harm yourself? Me? No, I'm feeling like I want to drink my coffee. I'm in the middle of a work call. Here's my lawyer's card. Please add this to the growing file of harassment. They left apologizing for the bother. It was mortifying. Dirty trick number 2, the business call. Celeste, true to her word, tried to get me fired. She didn't know who my boss was, so she just called the main line of my company. She got Barb, our receptionist, who has worked for my family for 25 years and basically co-raised me. Celeste screaming, I need to speak to Leo's manager. He is mentally unstable and a corporate liability. Barb in her signature deadpan. Leo doesn't have a manager, dear. He owns the company. This is Precision Dynamics. You've reached Barb. How can I help you? Celeste, what? Barb. He signs the checks. My check, in fact. Now you're tying up a business line. Is this a professional call or a, what's the word? Personal one. Celeste apparently just hung up. Barb called me right after. So that's what's going on. Want me to start forwarding all her calls to that fancy lawyer of yours? Yes, Barb, please. Dirty trick number 3, the ambush. This was the worst. I had to go to my old bank branch to finalize some paperwork related to the old house's utilities. As I'm walking out, Brenda jumps out from behind a pillar. Leo, you can't ignore us forever. I almost dropped my briefcase. Brenda, you're not supposed to be contacting me. Don't you hide behind your lawyers. You have ruined my daughter. She can't eat. She can't sleep. She is living out of boxes in my guest room. I paid for storage, Brenda. That was her choice. You humiliated her. You did this performance just to make her feel small. No, I did this because she told me I wasn't on her financial level and I was tired of being looked down on in my own home. You raised her to believe that. This is the consequence. Now please excuse me. I tried to walk past. She grabbed my arm. You owe her. You owe her for her time. 4 years she gave you. 4 years she could have been finding someone. Someone appropriate. Someone on her level. I finished. I pulled my arm away. Don't touch me. Don't come to my business. Don't call the cops on me. Tell Celeste her lawyer can talk to my lawyer. That's it. We're done. I walked away while she was still yelling. It's not over. We will get what she deserves. This is so much worse than I thought. They're not just entitled, they're broken. They genuinely believe they are the victims here. My lawyer is now filing for a restraining order. Updated at 3. Hello again. It's been about a month. The restraining order was granted after the bank ambush and the phony welfare check. Brenda and Celeste are legally required to stay 500 FT away from me, my home, and my place of business. This, of course, has not stopped them. It has just made them dumber. The main event of this update isn't a dirty trick. It's the pivot, after a month of her lawyer getting absolutely nowhere. Because again, she has no case. Celeste apparently decided a new strategy was in order. The restraining order means she can't contact me, but it doesn't mean her friends can't. I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. Leo, it's Madison, Celeste's maid of honor. Listen, I know you're mad, but Celeste is a wreck. She misses you. She told me what she said, and she knows it was stupid. She was just stressed. Can't you just talk to her? I sent it to Miss Alvarez. She advised me to ignore it. A clear attempt to bypass the court order. Then 2 days later, I get a call from Mark, my supposed.
Hey, Leo, man, this is a whole mess. Me, Mark, good to hear from you.
Been quiet, Mark? Yeah, well listen. I had dinner with Celeste. My blood went cold. You what?
Mark, just hear me out.
She reached out. She's devastated. She told me everything about your company.
The inheritance. Leo, why didn't you tell me?
It's my business, Mark. It's not who I am. Or I thought it wasn't Mark. Well, that's the thing. Celeste gets it now.
She sees the full picture. She was just acting out because she was insecure about her finances, trying to, fake it till you make it. She loves you, dude.
She's just ambitious. You should admire that. Me? She told me I wasn't on her level, Mark. She and her mother humiliated me. They harassed me. They called the cops on me. Mark, they were panicking.
You pulled the rug out. What did you expect?
Look, she's willing to go to counseling. She'll do whatever it takes. She just wants her life back. Your life. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. He'd been completely turned.
Me, Mark, did she or Brenda offer you something?
Mark, what? No, dude.
That's low. Me, is it?
Brenda cornered me at my bank. Celeste tried to get me fired. They're not panicking. They're manipulative. And now you're their puppet.
Tell Celeste no.
Don't tell her anything.
I'm disappointed in you, Mark. I hung up. But the grand finale, the revenge part you've all been waiting for, wasn't something I did.
It was something Miss Alvarez did. It was pure, beautiful legal consequences. Celeste's lawyer, in a desperate final attempt, filed a motion for temporary spousal support and demanded I pay her $75,000 for her emotional and financial investment in the relationship. Plus her legal fees. We went to a preliminary hearing. Celeste and Brenda were there dressed like they were attending a funeral. All black, dabbing at their eyes.
Celeste looked terrible.
Brenda just looked furious. Her lawyer made his case.
Your Honor, Miss Celeste gave 4 years of her life to this man.
She performed welly duties. She invested in their shared home, believing it was their future. He then, with malice and forethought, rendered her homeless and destitute, all because of a simple heat-of-the-moment argument.
The judge looked bored.
Welly duties. Were they married?
They were engaged, Your Honor.
The wedding was planned. So no, they were not married. And the home? Was her name on the deed?
No, Your Honor. Was there a lease? Did she pay rent?
No, Your Honor. So she lived there for free for 2 years.
And her investment, she decorated, Your Honor. She oversaw the installation of a custom closet. Miss Alvarez stood up. Your Honor, my client paid for that closet. On his credit card, we have the receipt.
The investment Miss Celeste made was living rentrée in my client's home. Her claim to destitution is also misleading. She is employed, and her distress stems not from a loss of love, but from a loss of perceived financial gain.
Then she delivered the killing blow.
In fact, Your Honor, we are the ones with a financial claim. Celeste is still in possession of a $20,000 engagement ring,
which was a conditional gift given in contemplation of a marriage she effectively terminated. We have formally requested its return, and she has refused.
We are filing a countersuit for reparee. We are also seeking to have Miss Celeste and her mother, Miss Brenda, held in contempt for repeatedly violating a restraining order by a third parties. The courtroom was silent. Celeste's face went from pale to ghostly. The ring. She thought she could keep the ring. The judge looked at Celeste. Ma'am, is this true? You still have the ring? Celeste in a small voice.
It was a gift.
Judge, it was a conditional gift. The condition was marriage.
You're suing him for emotional distress while holding on to a $20,000 asset he gave you, son. Is your lawyer's motion in order? Her lawyer just stammered.
Your Honor, we were not aware. The judge dismissed their entire motion, laughed it out of court. He set a date for our motion. Celeste either had to return the ring within 10 days, or a judgment for the full value would be placed against her. She and Brenda stormed out. I heard Brenda screeching in the hallway. This is a travesty. He's controlling her with that ring.
He's a monster. He's not a monster.
He's just a guy who finally learned to read the fine print. Final update. It's been 6 months.
The dust has settled.
The circus has left town. The 10-day deadline for the ring came and went. Celeste did not return it. Typical. So Miss Alvarez filed the judgment. Celeste now owes me $20,000. Her lawyer, seeing the writing on the wall and probably not getting paid, officially quit.
The judgment meant we could go after her assets, which, as we all know, are limited. We placed a lien on her leased car.
We were about to file for wage garnishment at her marketing job. 2 weeks ago, I got a call from Brenda from a new unknown number.
"You've won," she said.
Her voice was dead. "Brenda, you're violating a court order. I don't care. You're garnishing my daughter's wages."
She's going to lose her job? She can't. She's a wreck. She won't stop crying.
She's back in her childhood bedroom. Is this what you wanted to ruin her?
Well, I wanted her out of my house.
I wanted her to stop harassing me.
I wanted my ring back. She did all of this.
She told me I wasn't on her level. She's the one who couldn't live with that.
She loved you, Brenda whispered.
No, I said she loved what she thought I could be. And she hated me for what she thought I was. Then she found out she had it all backwards, and that's what's killing her.
Not the loss of me, the loss of the deal. There was a long pause.
The ring is at a pawn shop, Brenda admitted. She sold it weeks ago to pay her lawyer. She only got $8,000 for it.
I had to laugh.
Of course she did. So she can't return it. And she can't pay me. And she spent the money. That's just perfect. Please, Brenda begged. Don't garnish her wages. It'll destroy her. I'll pay you. I'll take a loan for my 401k. I'll pay you the $20,000. Just let her go. I thought about it. I thought about the humiliation.
The bank, the cops, the welfare check, my friend Mark. Here's the deal, Brenda.
I said, you're going to pay me, but not the $20,000. You're going to pay me the $8,000 she got for it. That's the actual damage. And in return, you and she will sign a new agreement drafted by my lawyer that includes an ironclad non-disclosure agreement and triples the distance and time of the restraining order. If I ever hear from you, see you, or hear of you ever again, the original 20K judgment gets reinstated with interest. Am I clear?
Yes, she whimpered.
Thank you. Miss Alvarez drafted it.
Brenda wired the money. It's over.
I sold my business.
I know. But the joy was gone.
Barb retired.
I realized the company was my last tie to my parents, and I was holding on to it for them, not for me. I got an insane offer from a larger competitor.
I took it. I'm not in a high-rise condo. I bought a small plot of land a few hours away. I'm building a house, a small one, with my own hands. I'm pretty good with wood. Turns out I like doing things myself. I don't know if Celeste or Brenda ever realized their mistake.
I doubt it. People like that, they don't have a change of heart.
They just move on to the next host. I heard from Madison, the ex-bridesmaid, who apologized profusely that Mark and Celeste are, wait for it, dating. She told him she just loves a man in finance.
He's a junior accountant. She's downsizing her life to focus on what's real. She's living with him in his tiny apartment.
I give it 6 months. As for me, I'm fine. I'm better than fine.
I'm free. She was right about one thing.
I wasn't